One of the weird things about people is that we work super hard for money but then waste it on unnecessary stuff at the end of the day. We complain that we don't have free time and yet we went to work for months to afford something we don't need. This Wall Street Journal article claims that average American will have to work about 2 or 3 months a year just to make the payments on the new car with insurance. I am not surprised because I see that all the time. Ask yourself how much did you have crossing your hands in your entire life? I am confident that a lot of money, but how much on that money did you save? That's where the problem starts. Probably not much. That's why so many people are in such a dark financial situations. You know how they say it's how much money you make, but how much money you keep. If you are making $10,000 a month, but you have to leave the super expensive city, pay a fortune to get your job, and then pay the fortune just to have the same food that actually costs pennies, that is not real wealth. I can say that from my own experience. To start my journey to financial freedom, I started to cut in my expenses. This one of the best things I have ever done since budgeting and shop spending money on unnecessary stuff was my strategy to finally start investing. It doesn't sound like the creative strategy, but you don't have to be super creative to save money. All you have to do is to take a look at how you are wasting your money and stop it. It sounds simple, and yet most people can't do that. So I want to share with you 7 things I stopped buying to finally find the money I need to start investing. So give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithms, and let's jump right into it. Cars are the biggest money wasted of all time. When I bought my first ever car, I was super excited. Finally, I'm on the wheels. I have wanted this for such a long time. No, I do not. Get a loan to buy the car, I paid the cash, and I was proud of that. Little did I know that the real cost of owning a car is going to come later. First of all, you are a fresh driver like I was back then. You're gonna pay the fortune in insurance. Then there are the parking fees, gas, and time to time you have to change things in the car because it's the car and it breaks down. Maybe the first year you are not going to spend much, but as your car gets older, your expenses start to rise. So in your life in downtown, do not own a car, just use the Uber. Public transport or whatever, buying a car only makes sense when you live outside the city. Or you have kids that you have to drive to school every day, or have no other choice but to own a car to move around. Other than that, you are the young teenager or an adult who doesn't have kids. For God's sakes, don't buy a car and save yourself the fortune that you can invest. Second, don't buy stuff you need if they are not on sale. There's things you want, and then there are the things you need, such as toothpaste, toilet paper, shaving stuff, and the list goes on. You are not going to wake up one morning and suddenly stop cleaning your teeth. So there is the list of the things you need to lead your normal life. So one of the best habits I have developed is trying to buy stuff I need when they are on sale. Yes, I buy back and whoever they are not on sale, I don't buy them. Every now and then they are going to be a discount because that's how stores works. Their suppliers delivers them products every week, every month, and the store has to get rid of that much before the next merge arrives. So the best way to get rid of the current products is to put them on the sale and let people like me finally buy them. I think it's one of the best way to save money because you know that you need these things anyway. All you have to do is to little planning. Just create a list, wait when they are on sale. It's like the stocks. You wait until there is the corrections, then you go all in. The same applies to clothes. Third, clothes, don't just buy clothes whatever you want, but rather buy whatever they are at discount. Clothing stores work pretty much the same way as grocery stores. Once the new collections arrives, they try to sell them as many people as possible, but usually there will some leftovers and at the end of the month or the season. So before the new collections arrives, they will put them in the huge discounts like 30% off or 30 or 70 in some cases. That's when the it should buy closes. It's not going to save you a ton of the money if you do it once or twice, but once you turn it into the habit over a long period, it's going to save a fortune. Coffee. Let me ask you, how many cups of coffee you served a year? 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion cups? Nope. 146 billion just on the United States alone and over 400 billion worldwide. Literally one third of coffees are served in the US. It seems like there are enough people who are ready to pay $4 or $5 for the cup of the coffee. No wonder why this industry is so huge. Coffee has been ingredient in our culture so deeply that we are not comfortable paying so much for something that costs less than 50 cents to produce. Of course, the cafe has to pay wages, electricity, rent, and a lot of other expenses. So it makes sense to buy the $5 coffee if you are going to spend hours sitting in that Starbucks doing whatever you have to do. But to pay that much just to drink a coffee is insane. I don't feel sorry for people who complain about living paycheck to paycheck and yet comfortably spend that much money on a coffee. Unhealthy snacks. This might sound a bit controversial because everyone who loves sweets and saying to people to stop buying sweets is not something people would take lightly. However, the problem with almost all sweets is that they are unhealthy and expensive. Going to Starbucks and getting a coffee with the super unhealthy slice of cake will cost you as much as the healthy lunch. So if you stop wasting money on unhealthy snacks, you are not only going to do a favor to your health, but also to your wallet. What could be better than that? I stopped giving loans to friends. I remember when I was younger, I was quite naive. I thought that people generally would give you back your loan and would be grateful if you help them out when they need to help desperately. But it turns out that giving loans to the friend's family means either. First, your money is lost. Second, your money will be returned years later. Third, you have to keep reminding them because they will never return it in time. And that's not expensive experience anyone would enjoy. I have given thousands of dollars in loans to friends, relatives in 70 to 80% of cash. Cases, they would even forget that they own me money. I had this friend back in the college. He could not pay his rent, so I loaned him the few $100. First of all, he never gave me back my money. Secondly, every time I would meet him, he would act as if he doesn't owe me anything. I'm not a greedy person, but if people help you out when you need that help, have the decency to return that loan back. Alcohol. $15 here, another 20 or $30 there does not seem like something you should be worried about. You are having fun with friends, that's what you should care about, right? But have you ever stopped it to add up what you spend on drinking in a week, a month, a year? How about 10 years? Have you ever done the math? Probably not, but if you think about it, it already seems like the huge amount. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Americans spend about 1% of their gross annual income on alcohol. For the average household, that's $565 a year, $5,600 in 10 years, or $22,000 over the 40 years period. At first glance, that might seem like a lot of money to many of you, but you have noted that $565 per year breaks down to about $11 a week, which might be the cost of the single drink in many cities. So it's not fair to compare to be average because regular drinkers usually spend far more than $565 a year. Some even go as far as spending above 10% of their income on alcohol and then complain that they are living paycheck to paycheck. I personally don't drink because I don't see any value in that. I don't see how that possibly could make my life any better. Especially since I work every single day, so I can't risk drinking because it's not just about that night, but you will need some time to get back to your routine. Based on what I have realized, these are the 7 things that most people waste money on. If you could just charge your habits a little bit, if you could pay a little more attention to how you spend your money, instead of the randomly buying stuffs you want, if you just wait for that discounts or don't buy the car if you don't need it, if you make your coffee at home and or stop eating unhealthy sweets, just imagine for a moment how much you can save in the single months. Suddenly, you will have all the money that you need to invest, that you can put into the stock market or save for down payment and take the mortgage. It could be wealth or whatever, but it's certainly going to be better than the blowing it up in the single night at the bar just to have some fun. By the way, we have a second channel where I post the short clips from the main channel. I will appreciate if you had the subscribe to the channel. And now give this video the thumbs ups that it deserves, and make sure you to subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Thanks for watching, and until next time.